there, TV lovers. Welcome to TV Verse. Today we've got something truly amazing for you, the legendary show Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad isn't just any TV show. It's a roller coaster of suspense, intense drama, and dark humor that explores the descent of Walter White, a regular high school chemistry teacher turned meth cooking mastermind. After a terminal cancer diagnosis, Walt, desperate to leave something behind for his family, teams up with his former student Jesse Pinkman, diving into a world of crime, danger, and questionable choices. Walt and Jesse's partnership has this weird chemistry, literally and figuratively, that's equal parts hilarious and tragic. Together, they navigate some crazy situations, keeping you on the edge of your seat with every episode. It's no wonder Breaking Bad is seen as one of the best shows of all time. Buckle up. If you haven't watched it yet, you're in for a wild ride. Before we dive in, it's important to get to know these key characters. Trust me, it will be much easier to follow along once you do. Characters of Season 1. Walter White. Walter White is a high school chemistry teacher who feels stuck in life and is suddenly hit with a lung cancer diagnosis. To make sure his family is taken care of after he's gone, he decides to cook and sell meth with his former student. Skylar White. Skylar is Walter's loving wife who is pregnant with their second child. She works hard to support her family and has no idea about Walter's dangerous new job. Jesse Pinkman. Jesse Pinkman is a small-time drug dealer and one of Walter's former students. He becomes Walter's partner in crime, helping him sell the meth they cook together. Hank Schrader. Hank is Walter's brother-in-law and a DEA agent, which means he works to catch people selling drugs. He's tough and dedicated to his job, but he has no clue that his own family member is the one he's trying to catch. Murray Schrader. Murray is Skylar's sister and Hank's wife, who works as a radiologic technologist. She cares deeply for her family and often gets involved in their lives, sometimes in a way that are a bit nosy. Walter White Jr. Walter Jr. is the teenage son of Walter and Skylar, who has cerebral palsy. He's typical teenager who loves his family and just wants everything to be normal. These characters all play important roles in story filled with drama, choices, and unexpected twists that will keep you hooked. Episode 1. In the pilot episode of Breaking Bad, we meet Walter White, a high school chemistry teacher who's feeling stuck in life.
Chemistry is the study of matter, but I prefer to see it as the study of change.
On his 50th birthday, he gets hit with some shocking news. He has terminal lung cancer. Instead of telling his family, Walt decides to take matters into his own hands to secure their future. The plan? Partner with Jesse, a former student who's small-time drug dealer. Things take a wild turn when he runs into his former student, Jesse Pinkman, during a ride-along with his DEA brother-in-law, Hank.
I'm thinking maybe you and I could partner up.
Walt hatches a plan to start cooking meth with Jesse, using his chemistry skills to make the purest product possible. The first cook goes haywire when they accidentally trap some dangerous guys in their RV, leading to a chaotic escape filled with fire and panic. By the end of the episode, Walt returns home acting all calm and collected, but we all can tell he's about to dive deep into a world of crime. Episode 2. In the second episode of Breaking Bad, titled Cats in the Bag, things get even crazier for Walter White and Jesse Pinkman after their first drug deal goes wrong. They discover that one of the enemy's crazy eight is still alive, but tied up in Jesse's basement while the other guy, Emilio, is dead. Walter and Jesse have a big problem on their hands. They need to get rid of Emilio's body and deal with crazy eight. Walter suggests using a strong acid to dissolve the body, but when Jesse can't find the right container, he decides to use his bathtub instead. Oops.
I barely got him in the bathtub.
Bathtub.
As they try to figure everything out, Skylar starts to get suspicious about Walter's weird behavior. Things take a hilarious turn when the acid destroys the bathtub and spills everywhere. Episode 3. In the third episode of Breaking Bad, titled And the Bags in the River, things get really intense for Walter White as he deals with the aftermath of his choices. Walter and Jessie are stuck cleaning up the bloody mess from Emilio while trying to figure out what to do with Crazy 8, who's still tied up in the basement, by the way. As Crazy 8 regains consciousness, he starts chatting with Walt, revealing that Jessie spilled some personal details about him. This leads to a confrontation between Walt and Jessie, where tensions rise, especially since Jessie is getting high and not taking things seriously.
We flipped a coin, okay? You and me. You and me. Coin flip is sacred.
Meanwhile, Skylar grows more suspicious of Walter's behavior. She even asks her sister Marie for advice about marijuana, thinking that Walt Jr. might be smoking it, which adds a layer of family drama. Back in the basement, Walt wrestles with the decision of whether to kill Crazy 8 or let him go. After a heart-to-heart where Walt opens up about his cancer, he decides to free him but soon realizes that Crazy 8 has other plans. In a shocking moment, Walt has to make a split-second decision to protect himself, leading to a tense and emotional conclusion.
I'm so sorry.
Episode 4. In the 4th episode of Breaking Bad, titled Cancer Man, Walter White finally opens up to his family about his cancer diagnosis. And it's a tough moment for everyone, especially Walt Jr., who is devastated by the thought of losing his dad.
Son,
You're acting like nothing is going on.
Meanwhile, Jesse Pinkman is trying to navigate his own mess. He's hanging out with his friends Skinny Pete and Combo, but he's also dealing with some serious paranoia after smoking Walt Smith. When he thinks two guys are coming to get him, it turns out to be just two Mormon missionaries at his door. As the episode unfolds, Jesse tries to reconnect with his family but ends up taking the blame for something his little brother did.
Thanks for not telling on me.
He's really starting to feel like a lone wolf in all this chaos. Back at the White household, Skylar is worried about Walt's decision not to pursue treatment because he doesn't want to burden them with medical bills.
maybe treatment isn't the way to go.
Then why don't you just die already?
Episode 5. In the 5th episode of Breaking Bad titled Grey Matter, we see Walter White grappling with his pride and his health. At a birthday party for his old friend Elliot Schwartz, Walt learns that Elliot's company offers great health insurance. But when he realizes Skylar told Elliot about his cancer, he gets upset and refuses help, wanting to handle things on his own.
You told him about the cancer, didn't you? Didn't you?
Meanwhile, Jesse Pinkman is trying to find his way after their last meth cooking adventure. He goes for a job interview but ends up in a silly situation where he has to wear a giant dollar bill costume to promote a business. Feeling frustrated with his life and missing the thrill of cooking meth, Jesse starts to think about teaming up with his friend Badger again, even though he's also trying to find a normal path. Back at home, Skylar holds an intervention for Walt, urging him to reconsider treatment. The family talks about Walt's choices, and while they all want him to fight the cancer, Walt insists he doesn't want to spend his last days feeling sick.
For what time I have left, I want to live in my own house. I want to sleep in my own bed. I don't want to choke down 30 or 40 pills every single day and lose my hair and lie around too tired to get up.
In the end, he has a change of heart and decides to go for treatment, showing that despite his stubbornness, he still cares about his family. Episode 6. In the 6th episode of Breaking Bad titled Crazy Handful of Nothing, Walter White decides it's time to get serious about his meth business. After realizing that he needs to step up his game, he tells Jesse to stay out of the kitchen while he takes charge as the cook, making it clear that he is in control now.
The chemistry is my realm. I am in charge of the cooking.
Walt is still dealing with the side effects of chemotherapy, and during a cooking session, he struggles to breathe, revealing a radiation burn on his chest to Jesse.
When were you gonna tell me?
This moment makes Jesse realizes just how much Walt is trying to take care of his family before it's too late. Meanwhile, things heat up when Jesse tries to sell their meth but gets brutally beaten by drug dealer Tuco Sulamanka. Feeling responsible for Jesse's situation, Walt decides to confront Tuco himself. In a bold move, he introduces himself as Heisenberg and demands $50,000 for the meth and for what Tuco did to Jesse.
Heisenberg.
Walt shows off a bag of fulminated mercury and threatens to blow it up if Tuco doesn't pay up, causing a huge explosion that leaves everyone stunned. By the end of the episode, Walt walks away with the cash, feeling powerful and in control for the first time. Episode 7. In the 7th episode of Breaking Bad, titled A No Rough Stuff Type Deal, Walter White takes a big step in his drug operation. After realizing he needs to produce more meth to satisfy Tuco, he and Jesse Pinkman come up with a plan to steal some important chemicals. Walt is feeling confident and decides to make a deal with Tuco, promising to deliver 4 pounds of meth next time. But first, they need to get the supplies, so they plan a heist at a chemical warehouse. With some clever thinking, they use thermite to break in and manage to steal a drum of methylamine, which is a huge score for them. Meanwhile, Skylar is busy with her sister Marie's baby shower, where things get a little tense when Marie shows off an expensive baby tiara.
It's a tiara.
Skylar later finds out that Marie stole it, leading to some family drama. As Walt and Jesse prepare for their next meeting with Tuco, they cook up some high-quality blue meth in Jesse's basement. But when they finally meet Tuco, things take a wild turn as Tuco's temper flares up, leading to a shocking moment that leaves Walt and Jesse on edge. This is how we've reached the end of season. I hope you enjoyed this recap. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We'd also love to hear your favorite moments from season 1, so drop them in the comments below. Till then, take care.